Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This session is basically of August month, August 2020. I'll start this session, but before starting I would like to reveal a few things. That today we are going to talk about new education policy. Today we are going to talk about RBI monetary policy review. You need to understand there are important things, there are many important things in today's video, but this session is in English medium. There are many students who write that, ma'am, please deliver the session in Hindi. Please understand, every time I say that we upload all the sessions in Hindi medium as well as English medium. There are two sessions which are uploaded for Hindi medium students and for English medium students. This session in English medium is primarily for our South Indian students, is primarily for our Northeastern students. Those who are unable to understand language Hindi, please don't worry, I am there with you, I am going to support you throughout. The exam is there in the month of October. That means in the month of October, the exams will start. The competitive exams like IBPS, PO, RRB and other exams. Please be careful. The session is very, very important, very, very relevant. I will wait for your messages. I will wait for your comments. When you take the exam, you will be able to write down to me that you have actually, received these many questions in your exams. This session is very, very important. If you like the session, if you understand everything, please press the like button for sure. Share the video with your friends and please subscribe to Vidya Guru's YouTube channel. Press the bell icon which is just beside the subscribe button. That's how you'll get the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload. I'll start the session. Be very, very focused. Watch the session till the end because you are going to see many important questions today. I'll start with the first question. And that is, first non-white person to feature on British currency. Is that not the point of proud for us? Is that not the time of being very, very proud on us? See, because Mahatma Gandhi ji will be featured on British currency, first non-white person to be there on British currency. Please be, very careful, be proud. The question is important. It is going to be there in your exam. And apart from that, I want to tell you something else as well, and that is 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. To commemorate that, coins to be issued to commemorate Gandhiji's 150th birth anniversary. That is why I was telling you this point. This question is important and very relevant for the exams of yours. I'll move ahead with the second question, and that is, new Comptroller Auditor General, new CAG of India. You guys are aware that this question is obviously very important for us. The post, the rank is very, very high. That is why the appointment on this rank becomes very important for all of us. Comptroller Auditor General, the new person who has actually been appointed as new CAG of India, that is Girish Chandra Murmu. And when we move ahead, new Lieutenant Governor of J&K. Most of the people are going to pronounce it as Lieutenant. There's no problem in that as well. There's a variation of the pronunciation, but you can actually call it Lieutenant. As in India, we pronounce it like that. New Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. That is important for us. We all know that. So J&K is new Lieutenant Governor. That is Manoj Sinha. Don't forget their names. The names are very, very important. Let's move to the other question. PM Modi recently inaugurated the Supreme Court, and it is not the Supreme Court of India, as we already have the building of Supreme Court in India. This is the building of Supreme Court of Mauritius. You can understand the question is that significant because PM Modi himself is engaged. Apart from that, there's some other country which is actually inviting him to inaugurate that country's Supreme Court. So PM Modi recently inaugurated the building of Supreme Court of Mauritius. The person, that means he is the Prime Minister of Mauritius, he is Pravind Jugnauth, and we know that he has the Indian origin, he is from Indian origin. That is why such a thing probably happened. So PM of Mauritius, Pravind Jugnauth, The conversation is on about Mauritius. That is why the name of the Prime Minister of Mauritius becomes important for us. Let's move to the other question. PM has recently addressed high-level segment of United Nations ECOSOC. What is ECOSOC? Let's classify. Let's actually break the word. Read it as Economic and Social Council. ECO is economic, SOC is social council. So Economic Social Council. This question is going to be there in your exam for sure. Consider it that important. PM Modi is engaged. I said that earlier. Apart from that, it is a high level segment which he addressed. High level segment of what? High level segment of United Nations Economic and Social Council which he addressed. That happened on the 75th anniversary of United Nations, and that is supposed to be in the year 2020. That is why 75th anniversary of United Nations 2020. Try to modify, I try to speak that slowly that everybody can understand. But please, there's an option with you guys that this is the video, you can replay that. That is the plus for the video. That is the plus with the videos that you can rewatch them if you cannot understand. Although I try my level best that you understand almost everything, whatever I utter. Prime Minister has recently addressed high-level segment of UN ECOSOC. ECOSOC is what? That is Economic and Social Council. Let's move to the other question. World Sanskrit Day 2020. That is observed on 3rd August. No, that is not the case. But this year it was observed on 3rd of August. If you read the lower point carefully, you will be able to understand when we say that Shravan Purnima, full moon of Shravan month. There's a Shravan month in Hindu calendar, we all know that. In that Shravan month, there's a full moon day. On that full moon day, World Sanskrit Day is observed. That means not every year it is observed on 3rd of August. It was observed on 3rd of August this year because this year it was full moon of Shravan month. International Day, International Youth Day. International Youth Day is observed on 12th of August. And the theme which was kept for this year, that was Youth Engagement for Global Action. Youth Engagement for Global Action, that was the theme which was kept for International Youth Day, which is going to be observed on 12th of August. Let's move to the other question. Now we'll talk about the important questions like, which are related, with RBI. So RBI Monetary Policy Review, where we'll be discussing rates, and if there's any additional information, we'll be actually talking about that too. Repo rate is 4%. Reverse repo rate 3.35%, bank rate and marginal standing facility 4.25%, cash reserve ratio was 3%, statutory liquidity ratio was kept 18%. But what is the additional information here? Additional information here that I would like to share with you guys, that is the lower point which is written on the screen, that is additional special liquidity facility of rupees 5,000 crore each for NHB and NABARD. NHB is National Housing Bank. NABARD, we all know that they are going to get 5,000 crore each to lend further. That means they are going to get that much money, cash, additional money, additional liquidity, so that they can lend further easily. Let's move to the other question. Positive pay. This question is going to be there in your exam for sure. This question is 101% important and relevant. What is positive pay? They are providing additional security to your checks by bringing positive pay mechanism for check payments. They are actually providing additional security to our checks. And what is going to happen with that? We sign checks, we provide checks, and bank or bankers are actually supposed to, provide money to the party to which we are actually issuing the check without any check. So how are they going to provide this additional security? Let's say if I am actually signing a check of 50,000 or more, 50,000 or more. That means the amount should be more than 50,000 or more. Then what I'm actually expected to do as a customer of the bank, I'll be actually clicking a picture of front and back of the check. Apart from that, I'll be actually filling in the details. I'll be uploading all those details in which I'll be mentioning the number of the check and to whom I have actually issued that check to. All these details will be checked by the banker and then your check will be credited to that person. So that kind of security will be there, will be provided to your checks to actually save yourself from any sort of problem or default. So this positive pay is going to provide additional security to your checks that is related with checks. Apart from that, it is for the checks of more than 50,000 or more. That means I was referring to the value of the check. Alright, let's move to the other question now, and that is RBI Committee on Debt Recasting. What is debt recasting? If you can see, if you can read it carefully, I've mentioned the words loan restructuring over there just to make things easier for you, just to make things easier and comprehensible. You can understand when you read debt recasting, probably you may not understand, but by reading the words loan restructuring, you'll be able to understand that. I'll try to make it even easier. The committee which has actually been formed basically for the same, that is KV Kamath Committee, RBI Committee on Debt Recasting. The name of that committee will be KV Kamath Committee. I'll move ahead with actually some more committees, and they are Usha Thorat Committee. That is basically the committee of SEBI and not RBI. The upper one was of RBI, the lower one is for SEBI. Usha Thorat, SEBI's committee on regulation and development of mutual funds industry. So when the committee comes in for mutual funds industry, that is Usha Thorat committee. When they actually talk about stressed assets, debt recasting or loan restructuring, that is KV Kamath Committee. And then when they talk about QR code committee for analysis of QR code, Deepak B. Pathak Committee. Let's move to the other question. Ministry of HRD. Can you make out how important this question is? Very, very important, believe me, because by reading that you can understand that the name of the ministry got changed. Ministry of Human Resource Development has become Ministry of Education from now on. That is why the minister becomes important for us. The one who was handling HRD, that was Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. Obviously, he will be the union minister for this ministry, which has actually been renamed Ministry of Education. Union minister was Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, who was handling HRD. So he will be the Ministry of Education also. Minister of State, that is Sanjay Dhotre. Sanjay Dhotre is the name of the fellow who is Minister of State. Let's move to the other question. Now we'll start talking about National Education Policy. National Education Policy, which was actually called National Policy of Education 1986 earlier, now it has been actually replaced. National Policy of Education 1986 got replaced with National Education Policy 2020. That's the first question and the first point. Apart from that, the second point states that outlay for education. What is outlay? Outlay is expenditure. Outlay is expense. That means what we are going to spend on education in terms of GDP, that is going to be 6% of our GDP will be spent on education. That's the plan. When we move ahead, now you need to understand the stages in which you are going to learn this, that the school education will be of 12 years of schooling. Apart from that, 3 years of preschooling. 3 years of preschooling will be Anganwadi, will be addressed, as Anganwadi. So 3 years Anganwadi, where, kids will be, enrolling themselves in that class. Anganwadi, 3 years, 12 years of schooling. Apart from that, that means I am going to add these years, 12 plus 3. And when I actually break them, it is going to be like 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 3 to 18 years kid will be studying here, and when you wish to see the breakup further, let's move ahead. New system of school education is going to be like the one which is there on your screen. If you can see 3 years, then 3 years, then 3 years, then 3 years or 4 years, you can actually make out when we classify them 5, 3, 3, 4. Where I'll be talking more about other questions, and that is 100% gross enrollment ratio in school education. See, we have not withdrawn from the national education policy. We are still continuing with that part only, but I'm actually going to talk about something else wherein the government has set a few targets in which they have mentioned that by 2030, 100%, 2030, students, 100% students will be enrolled in. 100% gross enrollment ratio states that all the students will be enrolled from preschool to secondary level for sure. That's what the government's target is. Must be thinking we all are literate, we don't require such things. Please understand, the literacy rate in India is very, very low. If you want to understand that everybody should be, should become literate, should study, that is going to happen with such things. Like, as I said, that 100% gross enrollment ratio in which all the kids will enroll themselves in preschool to secondary level, but 50% enrollment ratio in higher education, they are planning to target that those who take admission from preschool to secondary level, it is not certain that all of them will enroll themselves in secondary education, in higher education also. But they have set the target, only 50% will be joining higher education by 2035. So they have the target up to this year. The year is important. Apart from that, what they have written, beside that, that is also important. Like what they are targeting at 50%, 100%. So that sort of percentage is also important. Single body for higher education. That is going to be Higher Education Commission. Must be thinking, what is new here? The new thing is that no AICTE, no UGC is going to be there. You are aware that UGC is there. You are aware that AICTE is there. No such body is going to exist, any further. They all will be Higher Education Commission. So, single body for Higher Education Commission, that is Higher Education Commission only. Medical and legal education is not going to be the part of it. I said medical and legal education. Must be thinking that, see, there are exams which are conducted for medical education and for legal education also. They are not going to come under HEC. They are excluded. They may ask you a question, what is not the part of HEC, which has actually recently been formed. So that is medical and legal education is not going to be the part of it. Let's move to the other question. Now, as we were talking about the education only, let's discuss the most relevant stuff which is going to, be the part of it only, because it is about the education, wherein we are going to discuss a few important books which have been written by very, very famous, very, very popular people. Author of the India Way Strategies for an Uncertain World. This is the book written by S. Jaishankar. Who's S. Jaishankar? And why this book has become so important for us? S. Jaishankar is Minister of External Affairs. That is why the book becomes that important for us. S. Jaishankar, Minister of External Affairs, penned down a book, and the name of the book is, I'm going to repeat that, be careful, listen to it carefully, The India Way Strategies for an Uncertain World. Author of the photo book, Spirit of Cricket, Steve Waugh wrote this book. Steve Waugh is basically, he remained the captain of Australian cricket team. That is why I'll be talking about cricket only, and this book speaks about that. Spirit of Cricket is the book written by Steve Waugh, and I said he was the captain of Australian cricket team earlier, not now. Author of Overdraft, Saving the Indian Saver is the book of Urjit Patel. Urjit Patel, we all know about him. that Urjit Patel was the governor of RBI, and he was actually the erstwhile ex-governor of RBI. He penned down the book, and the name of the book is Overdraft, Saving the Indian Saver. Let's move to the other question. Host of 2021 Khelo India Youth Games, 4th edition, that is 4th part, the number will be 4th. So 4th Khelo India Youth Games will be hosted by Haryana, and if you wish to be even further precise, that is Panchkula is going to be the host of Khelo India Youth Games. Let's move to the other question. Program launched to benefit artisans. Artisans, we are referring to the skilled labor, which is actually going to be involved in manufacturing of agarbattis. Must be thinking that these things are very small, very trivial, why we are actually discussing about them. Please understand, those people who do not have employment, they require employment. I'm referring to those villagers, those who require work. That is why this work is being provided to them by this Gramodyog Vikas Yojana. And what they are supposed to do here, program launched to benefit artisans, art of manufacturing agarbattis. Those artisans will be engaged in agarbatti manufacturing and to develop village industry. This Gramodyog Vikas Yojana has come up. Program was launched by Ministry of MSME. See, that is their job to provide employment. Because at times, generally students say that Ministry of HRD did that. It is not that. Ministry of MSME launched Gramodyog Vikas Yojana. The simple question which can be there in your exam, that who launched this program? Gramodyog Vikas Yojana was launched by Ministry of MSME. Let's move to the other question. Restructuring of MSME debt till 31st March 2021. Again, that same word which I have explained earlier, which I have elaborated earlier. I'm going to explain that, again. Restructuring of debt. I told you when the debt is about to get converted in NPA and the bank which provided the loan is trying to restructure, that means is trying to ease out things for the person who's going to pay it back. They are trying to make things easier for the person who's going to pay. If such a thing happens and if that person pays back, that restructuring will help the loan to not get converted into NPAs. Okay, that means I'm going to explain that once again. I was saying that restructuring of MSME debt, this date has been extended till 31st March 2021, provided if the borrower's account is standard asset account, classified as standard asset account till 1st March 2020. For those borrowers, it has been extended till 31st March 2021. That means the restructuring of MSME debt has been extended till 31st March 2021. Let's move to the other question. Flexible automated option to banks for managing CRR balances. Let's explain that, and I'll try to make things as simpler as possible, but you have to be focused here. CRR balances. What is CRR? CRR is cash reserve ratio. We all know that. If I have a current account with a bank, I need to maintain some balance in my account. Similarly, banks have their current account with RBI. They need to manage some minimum balance with RBI. That is important. That is CRR. But what have they done here? Flexible automated option to banks for managing CRR balances. Be careful of the word automated. Earlier they were doing it manually only. That option is still there. Additionally, they have added one more option, that these CRR balances can be done automatedly as well. That means flexible automated option is also available to the banks, that they can manage their CRR balances through automated mode as well. When you read the lower point, which states that banks will now be able to set the amount that they want to keep as balance in their current account with RBI at the end of the day. The similar thing has got repeated here. What I have explained, The similar thing is written here. So flexible automated option to banks for managing CRR balances along with the manual option. Let's move to the other question. Automated sweep in and sweep out, that is ASISO. ASISO is going to be there in your exam. The full form of this word is going to be there in your exam for sure. ASISO. A stands for automated, SI is sweep in, and SO is sweep out. It is that simple. So automated sweep in and sweep out facility for end of the day, that is liquidity adjustment facility operations. I'll make it easier for you. When you read the lower point, it states that an optional and additional facility to existing manual bids in reverse repo and marginal standing facility windows. See, when we actually provide bids, manual bids in reverse repo and marginal standing facility windows, apart from those manual bids, there will be automated bids available now. So that is the only thing which we are trying to state here, sweep in, sweep out. They are saying that apart from manual bids, there will be automated bids available under these LAF operations. Let's move to the other point. Mahinda Rajapaksa, sworn in as the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. There's nothing new. We've heard his name many times to bring change, in your exam. Some sort of change in your exam. They may ask you the party which he belongs. Mahinda Rajapaksa belongs to Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna party. If you are not able to, learn that, Podujana Peramuna, you can actually call it Sri Lanka People's Party. Mahinda Rajapaksa is from Sri Lanka People's Party. The name of the president becomes important here too, because he has to be present at the ceremony of Prime Minister, and the name of President of Sri Lanka is Gotabaya Rajapaksa. So we all know Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Mahinda Rajapaksa. Sri Lanka's Prime Minister and Sri Lanka's President. Let's move to the other question. 13th edition of Indian Premier League. See, when I say Indian Premier League, it becomes difficult for students to relate. But when I say IPL, they are easily able to get connected with the words. 13th edition of Indian Premier League. What is that? This is IPL only, and the host is going to be UAE. That means UAE, United Arab Emirates, will be the host of IPL 2020, and what number it is going to be? That is 13th edition. 13th IPL will take place in UAE in 2020. Cricket One Day International World Cup, I'm referring to Cricket World Cup 2023, will be hosted by India. That is the news. Cricket ODI World Cup 2023 will be hosted by India. India will be the venue. Let's move to the other question. Now we are going to talk about a few more books here. Green Lights. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey, a famous American actor, famous American producer. Matthew McConaughey, a talented man, wrote his autobiography, and that is Green Lights. Green Lights is the name of Matthew McConaughey's autobiography, and when we actually talk about author of Siyasat Mein Sadasyata, Siyasat Mein Sadasya is the name of the book, written by Vijay Kumar Chaudhary. And why this Vijay Kumar Chaudhary is important for us? Because he is the Speaker of Bihar Assembly. He wrote this book. That is why when I was starting the session, I was telling you that many books will be there today, and they all are important because they are written by many famous people. Let's move to the other question. Chairman of SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, which we have actually talked about earlier as well, Ajay Tyagi. No, he is not the new chairman of SEBI. Why we are actually talking about him? Because he got the extension till February 2022. See, this is the time we cannot actually waste on appointing these important people, those who are actually familiar with their post, everything they are familiar with, we can actually provide them the extension. So these important people are getting the extension. Ajay Tyagi, SEBI's chairman, got the extension till February 2022. New MD and CEO of HDFC Bank. HDFC is that huge, systemically important bank for us. That is why the MD and CEO of this bank becomes important. That is Shashidhar Jagdishan. Shashidhar Jagdishan, he has become the new MD and CEO of HDFC Bank. Now we'll talk about Kisan Rail. And what is that? Must be thinking Kisan Rail. Kisan Rail is obviously going to provide some help to our farmers. Their produce will be transported. First, Kisan Rail. And why are we calling it first? Read that carefully. The first ever multi-commodity train, which is actually, it is from Indian Railways obviously, but it will carry fruits and vegetables. That is why multi-commodity will help our farmers, and it will actually ply from Devlali to Danapur. Now the question can be there in your exam, in which they will simply ask you where is Danapur. So Danapur is in Bihar. See, this particular thing was there in conversation, so they can ask you anything from it. Although we all know if that Danapur is in Bihar, this can be the question of GS, general knowledge as well, general studies as well. But it was in news, this particular question can be from current affairs too. So Devlali to Danapur, Devlali is in Maharashtra and Danapur is in Bihar. So Devlali to Danapur, first Kisan Rail. Let's move to the other question. BRICS Environment Ministers meeting hosted by Russia. Now our environment minister becomes important because he has obviously done the delegation on India's behalf. His name is Prakash Javadekar. Prakash Javadekar is Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Prakash Javadekar, who has actually attended this meeting hosted by Russia. Which meeting I am referring to? BRICS Environment Ministers meeting. Let's move to the other question. William English, and why this fellow is important for us. He gave us the computer mouse. Yes. Douglas Carl Engelbart. Douglas Carl Engelbart was the founder, is the person who created computer mouse. He was the co-creator of computer mouse. And why we are actually talking about this fellow? Because he died recently. William English died recently, died a few days back. He was the co-creator of computer mouse. Don't forget his name. The next question is, state with the highest tiger population. That is Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has become the state with highest tiger population. And for tiger census, India's tiger census of 2018, census, that means I'm talking about the counting of tigers. So India's tiger census of 2018 has set a Guinness record. We have actually got listed in Guinness record for what? For being the world's largest camera trap wildlife survey. And what was that? That was tiger census of 2018. For that, we got listed in Guinness record. I'll be wrapping up here. If you liked the video, if you understood everything, please press the like button for sure, and thanks for watching.